Okay, I was going to take you through a short Pilates sequence. I'll give a few modifications along the way just to make it a little bit easier, a little bit more challenging. Just listen to your body. Okay, so we're going to start with our feet planted down into the mat. We're going to form a tripod through the soles of the feet, so that's the base of the big toe, the little toe, the centre of the heel. Anchor the two tripods down into the floor. Lengthen the toes away. Feet are hip distance apart, toes pointing forward. We're going to just bring our ankles, our knees, our hips, our ribs, our shoulders, and the crown of the head reaching tall as we allow the shoulder blades just to slide down into place. Feel the zip up through the pelvic floor and a gentle hug of the waist away from the waistband of the trousers, just trying to engage the core as the belly button draws back to the spine, slides up behind the ribs. We inhale to prepare and exhale, float up with our toes. Lengthen the toes back away again. So as we take our breath in, think about the breaths coming in nice and wide and full to the sides of the body. As we exhale, feels that the breath is empty and squeezing the air out. So no short, shallow breaths as we draw the breath in and lengthen away. This time we're going to take up onto our toes, reach the crown of the head nice and tall towards the ceiling, and then sinking our heels down. So warming up the feet and the ankles and the core, all those postural, the stabilizing muscles, and just trying to start firing our balance system and our body awareness system. Couple more. We're just adding a few little layers on, so whenever you need to, stop at whatever level's right for you. This time we're up onto our toes. We're going to glide our arms nice and tall towards the ceiling without the shoulders creeping up, without the rib cage popping. Press the arms down and sink our heels down. Again, drawn up through the arches and our thighs, pelvic floor, coming to our toes. Floating the arms up if you wish. Drawing the arms back down, drawing the shoulders down, returning the heels down. One more, bring it up onto the tips of our toes. Going up, hands reaching tall to the ceiling. Gliding our arms down by the side of our body and returning the heels to the mat. Not the chin towards the chest. Scoop the abdominals as you roll your body down one vertebrae at a time. Let the head hang, let the spine decompress. Stretch through the back of the pelvis. Inhale there, and as we exhale, push your tripods into the floor. Drop through the arches, the inner thighs. Drop through the pelvic floor, stack the spine. Bring yourself all the way back up, nice and tall into standing. Ready to roll down again. Start with a nod of the chin to the chest to start to open and stretch through the back of the neck, and then the upper spine and the middle and the lower spine across the back of the pelvis and through the backs of the legs. Inhale the breath as you exhale. Push the floor away, drawn all the way back up. Pelvis neutral, lengthen the spine, stack the ribs, lengthen the spine, stack the shoulders, lengthen the spine and stack the head. This time rolling down. And then when we get to the bottom, pause for a second and we're going to take a walk out. So a little bend in the knees as we walk our hands 1 and 2 and 3 into our plank position. Crown of the head reaches one way, the tailbone and the heels reach the other way. We're going to hug the waist away from the waistband of the trousers. We're going to push the floor away to lift the chest and the sternum. Inhale to fill the breath into the sides of the body. As you exhale, our right knee slides underneath the body towards our left elbow. Inhale, tap it back. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, tap. Exhale, wring the waist out. Wring the internal organs out. Empty the breath. Tap it back. Exhale and inhale. Last one. Exhale and inhale. From there, little bend in the knees. Walk your hands back up 1 and 2. Find the weight in the soles of the feet. Let the head hang down. Send the tailbone tall. Push your feet into the floor as you scoop up through the pelvic floor. Lengthen the spine and bring it all the way into standing. Ready to roll down again. Relax the shoulders, nod the chin towards the chest. Rolling your body down. Then walk out for 1, for 2 and 3. Find that plank position. Now try to keep the crown of the head reaching one way, tailbone reaching the opposite way. Pilates box nice and stable. Pushing the floor away. We're going to open through the hips as we take our right knee to the outside of the right elbow and tap it back. Left knee to the outside of the left elbow and tap. One knee out. Press back in. Taking the knee out. Glide it back in. One more each side. And press. Last one, left knee to left elbow. Tap it back. Take one knee down. Take the other knee down. Let the tailbone reach back towards the heels to stretch through the lower lumbar spine as you take it into shell stretch and walk the hands forward. Nice big breath into the back of the shoulders, back of the ribs, back of the pelvis. Exhale as you let your bottom sink down towards your heels, your body to rest on your thighs and into the mat. When you're ready, walk the hands back up. Bring yourself into kneeling, and then we're just going to flip over into sitting. Feet down onto the floor. Sit nice and tall in the bony parts of the bum. Lift the rib cage out of the pelvis. Bring the ribs over our sit bones. Bring our shoulders over our ribs. Crown of the head reaching towards the ceiling. Just taking the hands to the backs of the thighs, and use the hands on the thighs. Just try and get that lift and a little bit more open across the chest, a little bit more length through our spine. And then we're just going to warm up our abdominals. Stretch through the lower lumbar spine as we roll off our sit bones, tuck the tailbone under, scoop the abdominals away, and just bring it back into a little C curve, and then restack and lengthen. Tuck the tailbone, scoop the abdominals, rolling back into your C curve, and then rolling all the way back up, lift and lengthen. Couple more, tucking it under, scoop the abdominals, taking it down, peel all the way back up, and our last one. From there, take one leg up. Take the other leg up, or alternatively you can just roll down onto your mat. Other than that, we're just going to hold the shins there as we roll our body away from our thighs, hug our knees in towards our chest, and give a little roll from side to side. When you're ready, just adjust yourself onto the mat, make sure that you have space. Square off the Pilates box again, bring your pelvis to neutral, tailbone, pubic bone and the two hip bones nice and level. Small little natural curve in the lower lumbar spine, and we're just going to cradle the head into the hands. We're going to elbows just in the peripheral. We're going to inhale the breath, and as you exhale, round yourself forward into flexion, keeping that head supported, lengthen through the back of the neck, and then taking the gaze through the centre of the thighs along the horizon. Then as you lengthen and lay the spine down, try to think more space in between the vertebrae. Exhale, rounding it forward, a little taller to the tips of the shoulder blades, but as you round forward, have a glance at your pelvis, make sure it's still neutral. We've not tilted the pelvis up, or we've not arched the spine up off the floor, and increase that hip to rib position. So the hips and the ribs stay in the same position, nice and stable, and lengthen away. On the next one, rounding yourself forward. Now you can either stay forward to flexion, or you can make it a little bit easier and keep the head and neck down onto the floor, so our head and neck are supported and we're not having to stay in that rounded position the whole time. Choose your level. I'm going to stay forward for this one, but we're going to take our right leg and we're going to float the right leg up to tabletop. Single toe tap. Inhale to lower the toe, and exhale, draw back up. You're looking for the thigh bone to move away from the spine. No movement at the knee, it stays exactly the same position. We open through the hips, we draw back up. Inhale to lower, and exhale to lift. You only need to go down as low as your pelvis can stay and spine can stay nice and stable, so choose your level. If you want to make this a little bit harder and you've got the stability, take the left leg up, but the left leg stays still as the right leg moves. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale, and our last one. Taking the toe down, draw back up. Now you can either keep the right leg there for the more challenging version, or return the right leg and foot down to the floor as we take the left toe tap and exhale to tabletop. Inhale, lowering the leg down. Exhale to draw back up. Opening through the fronts of the hips. Thigh bone moving away from the spine. Drawn back up. Knees stay in exactly the same position. If you're in forward flexions, trying to stay nice and tall. 2 more, tapping it down. Draw back up. 1 more, tapping it down. Draw back up. Keep that leg there. We're going to take the other leg up to meet it. We're going to take it to our clam now. So the toes are going to stay together. We're going to open our knees apart, so we form a diamond between our toes, our 2 knees, and our pelvis. Close the clam down. Inhale, fill the breath and open the knees. Exhale, empty the breath and squeeze the thighs together. Inhale, exhale. Easier versions, heads down, arms down by the side of the body, or you can even take your toes down to the floor for a little bit more stability as you open the clam out and press the clam together. Choose your level. 3 more. Press. 2 and press. Last 1 and press. Open the knees out. Stay with your clam. Double toe tap and clam. We're going to lower the toes down to the floor. Exhale to scoop it back up. Inhale to lower. Exhale to scoop it back up. Inhale, toes towards the floor. Exhale, draw back up. As the legs and the thighs go away from the spine and come back up, we're looking for that hip to rib position to stay exactly the same. We have 3. Exhale. Inhale, lower for 2. Exhale, draw back up. One more, toes towards the floor. Draw the legs back up. Close the clam. Release the head down and hug the knees to the chest. Give a little roll from side to side. Our next one is going to be our single leg stretch. So again, to make it easier, the head and neck stay down on the floor, so the head and neck supported. Left hand pop it onto the top of the right knee, right hand pop it onto the right shin. Hug the right thigh in towards you as you send the left leg away. Easier version is a toe taller to the ceiling. More challenging is the lower that leg goes. As the leg lowers down, it's going to want to tilt your pelvis and curve that spine up off the floor and open the hip to rib position that little bit wider. So what we want to make sure is we only take that leg down as far as the pelvis stays neutral, the spine stays nice and lengthened, and that hip to rib position stays the same, okay? To make this a little bit more challenging, you're going to round yourself forward and lift the chest towards your thigh, bring yourself to the tips of the shoulder blades, chin slightly down towards your chest. So we're going to inhale, hop one leg in, and exhale, change it over. Inhale one way, and exhale the other. We're going slow and steady to begin with. We're trying to keep the pelvis and the Pilates box as stable as we can. As we change the legs, we want to hug one end close to the body, and we want to reach fully through the leg, the foot and the toes to try and make sure that we get full length and range. What we don't use, we lose. Couple more faster. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Bring the two legs to tabletop, rest the head down, hug your knees in. So for the next one, pop the 2 feet down onto the floor. We're going to get a little bit movement into our arms. Readjust the pelvis, lengthen through the spine if you need to, open across chest and the collarbone. We're going to pop our hands down onto our thighs. So to keep the head and neck supported, make it a little bit easier, we're just going to keep it there. Rest our float our arms back and bring our hands forward. Inhale in one way and exhale the other. And just get that little bit of movement into the body, into the arms. And as the arms come overhead, we're trying to keep the hip to rib position exactly the same. So they're not letting the ribs pop up and the spine arch and losing that connection, that control. So close the ribs, wrap the corset. And if you want to make this a little harder, we're going to nod the chin towards our chest. Slide yourself up. So we're reaching as far up the fronts of the thighs as we can. Gaze through the center of the thighs. And we inhale, arms back in line with ears. Exhale, sweep it round. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, reach. Inhale, exhale, reach. 3 more. And reach. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach. Last one. Inhale, exhale, and return back down. 2 legs to tabletop this time. We're going to take it to our double leg stretch. We're going to do legs only and then add the 2 together. So hands can be down by the side of the body, same as with our single leg stretch. The higher they go, the easier it is. The lower they go, the more challenging it's going to be to maintain the hip to rib and the neutral pelvis and spine. So when you're ready, we're going to send them away with the inhale. Exhale, hug back in. Make this a little harder. Cradle the head, round yourself forward. Look towards your thighs. Send the legs away. Draw the legs back in. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale to hug. Inhale, full length and range. Exhale, back to that starting tabletop position. 3 more. Draw back in. 2 more. Draw back in. Last one. Extend. Draw back in. And rest it down. Okay, stay with either version. Just the arms, just the legs. Or we're going to add the 2 together. So pop your hands to the backs of the thighs, not the chin towards the chest. If you're coming forward into flexion, we always have the option to keep the head down there as well. We're going to round it forward as tall as we can to the tips of the shoulder blades. Reach the hands to the outside of the knees. Shins are parallel to the floor, knees are over the hips. We're open through the chest and the collarbone. We're going to inhale, send the arms and legs away. Exhale, squeeze it to center. Inhale, lengthen and extend. Exhale, bring back into center. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, open the body out and exhale, press. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Last 2. Draw back in. Last 1. Draw back in and rest it down. Hug the knees to the chest. Give a little roll from side to side. Take those 2 legs up to tabletop again. Cradle the head into the hands. We're ready for our crisscross. We're going to round yourself forward. Head is cradled into the hands. The upper body can do the movement, the legs can stay tabletop, or even take them down to the floor if you need a little bit more stability. But we're going to take our right shoulder and we're going to fold over towards our left hip. And then inhale, center. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale, center. Exhale, cross. Inhale, center, just getting the movement into the body, laying down the motor pattern. And now, if you want to add another layer, extra challenge on, as we send one leg away, we cross the right shoulder to left hip. Inhale, everything to center. Exhale, cross. Inhale, center. Exhale, cross. Inhale, center. Exhale, cross. Inhale, center. Shoulder to opposite hip. As it folds over, it tries to wring out the lungs, it tries to stimulate all the internal organs. It works into the waist, into the obliques. Elbows nice and wide, just in the peripheral vision, not letting the elbows collapse in. One more side. And last one. Bring it back in. Rest the head down. Sweep your arms round and hug your knees to your chest. Give a little roll from side to side. And then we're going to place the 2 feet down to the floor. We're going to get ready for our shoulder bridge. So just adjust again, pelvis nice and neutral, shoulders drawn down. Walk your fingers down to the toes to slide the shoulders into place, open across the chest and collarbone. Lengthen the toes away, feel the tripods and the soles of the feet. And begin to gently close through the ribs, hugging the waist away from the waistband off the trousers. Slowly we're going to articulate the spine off the mat. So chin slightly down towards the chest. We're starting at the tailbone. Inhale as you exhale. Peel the tailbone up. Peel the back of the pelvis up. Peel the waistband up. And then roll the spine all the way up off the mat. As you press the pelvis tall to the ceiling, I want you to try and open through the fronts of the hips. I want you to try and squeeze and activate through the backs of the legs, the glutes, and try to close the rib cage down. So think about the ribs softly drawn together. We're not popping the rib cage and open that hip to rib position, and then this area is more vulnerable. We don't have our strength and our girdle of support. So close the ribs down. Find that length from our knee to our hip, to our shoulder. Use the arms there for stability. As we inhale, energy reaching through the knees, and as we exhale, roll the spine down. Chest and sternum melting down, one vertebrae at a time. And then making sure that we stay lifted as we feel the waistband and the lower back sink it down. Then send the tailbone and the pelvis away and let the pelvis return to neutral before we go again. Inhale, lengthen, prepare. Exhale, tailbone, back of the pelvis, waistband. Wheel the spine up both sides at the same time. Press the pelvis towards the ceiling. Open through the fronts of the hips. Squeeze through the backs of the legs and the glutes. Wrap your corset round. Add the arms in if you wish. Lower body still. We inhale, one arm up and over. Exhale, press it down. Inhale, other arm up and over. Press down. Inhale, right arm. Exhale, press. Inhale, left arm. Exhale, press. Now we're going to alternate. Right arm over, left hand down beside the body. To begin with, we inhale, we reach. Exhale, change. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Try and keep the pelvis as stable as you can. Try and keep the bottom lifted off the mat. Hug the waist away from the waistband of the trousers. Gently drawing the ribs together, keeping that girdle of support. And last one. And change. Return the left hand down. And then from there, roll the spine down. One vertebrae at a time. Stretch through the lower lumbar spine. Send the pelvis away. Send the tailbone away. Pelvis to neutral. A couple more in this position. Wheel yourself up again. Tailbone, back of the pelvis, waistband. Curling the spine up. Squeeze through the back of the legs and the glutes. Open through the fronts of the hips. Lengthen the spine. We're going to take our bottom, we're going to lower it down towards the floor and then squeeze straight back up. So a little sink down, both sides, come back up, open and press. Inhale, exhale, drop through the pelvic floor, belly button towards the spine and press. Inhale and press. If you want to make this harder, take the arms off, take the palms of the hands so they're facing each other. Nice vertical stacking with our arms, shoulders open and rested down into the mat, ready to go. We sink and press for 9, press, 8, 7, 6, 5, last 4, press, 3, press, 2, press, 1, press, stay up there if you can, rest down if you need to,
Return the hands down towards the floor. Our last exercise. We're going to try and keep the bum lifted and pelvis into neutral, open through the fronts of the hips, ribs gently drawn together. We're going to scoop the heels up and tap. Scoop them up and tap. Scoop up and tap. As the heels scoop up, try not to lose the height through the pelvis and let that bottom sink down to the floor. Keep activated, keep lifted. We will do 3 and 2 and 1. Rest the heels down. Lengthen the energy through the fronts of the thighs, out through the knees. Lengthen the spine. Inhale, and as you exhale, slowly and steadily roll your spine down. Create space in between each vertebrae. Think about trying to create your spine as long as you can as the lower lumbar spine rests down, the back of the pelvis, and then the tailbone, and then slide one leg away, slide the other leg away. Take a nice full body stretch. And then sweep the knees in as you take the hands to the backs of the thighs. Nod the chin towards the chest. Press the thighs into the hands. Bring yourself back up. And there we go. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed it.